South of Reno and east of Yosemite National Park, Yerington is located in northwestern Nevada, and it's just off the Pony Express National Historic Trail, and it is actually on the California National Historic Trail and also part of the Overland Trail. And Nancy and I have been there as part of our Love Your Parks tour 2 times now, and it is absolutely a beautiful destination. You've got snow-capped mountains, wetlands, high desert areas to go and explore, and we're very excited today because back on our show on Big Blend Radio today, we have Melinda Taylor, owner of Yerington-Inn and Coffee Slingers, and also Greg Ward joining us. And they're going to give us an update on all the happenings of Yerington, again, up in Nevada. And I encourage you to go to their website, Yerington-Inn.com. You can also see our footage and coverage on Yerington and also the Inn and Coffee Slingers. Just go to nationalparktraveling.com. So Melinda, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to chat with you again. And Greg, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
So, Yerington, this is very excited. We're excited to come back in November. We're going to be there the first week of November. We're going to be doing a road trip driving from Yuma. We've talked about this before, Melinda, about covering Highway 95. Eventually, we'll get up to the border of Canada. We'll do that one day. But for now, we're going to do Yuma to Yerington with a stop in Death Valley because we thought we should go to Death Valley for Halloween.
Yeah, why not?
But we're coming the next day. We'll be, resuscitating ourselves at the Yerington-Inn. So hopefully we'll still be alive. But anyway, we'll be there for a week. So we're very excited to come back and see because I've understood that a lot of improvements have been happening at the hotel, Melinda.
Yes, we have 6 completely remodeled rooms and then an additional 4 on our 200 side. And so we've done some conversions from double queen to single king. And we're super excited for you to see our upgrades.
Awesome. Awesome. I know you've upgraded even on the internet side on all kinds of things and Coffee Slingers. So this is kind of like, it's like a mobile coffee shop, right?
We actually, we have both a standalone drive-through shop that has 2 drive-through windows and a walk-up window with some seating for guests. And then we also do have our mobile coffee trailer, which serves the Yerington-Inn on special events and weekends, and then, travels the festival circuit and supports the local community.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Because coffee is important when you travel.
For sure.
So important.
It's wine at night and coffee in the morning. That's that's how we roll.
That's right.
It's important. That's how it goes. So, Melinda, this is very exciting. Our Love Your Parks tour, Nancy and I travel full time on a quest to visit and document every single park in America. It started off with us covering just national park units, and there's currently over 418 units within the National Park Service. That includes National Historic Trails like the Pony Express Trail, the California National Historic Trail, and we came up to Yerington. Our first stop, really, when we stayed at the inn, was Buckland Station and also Fort Churchill. And so we went to the ruins there. Both of them are on the Pony Express Trail. But now we have this whole new thing called our Mission Possible Story Series, as we now are covering every single park and public land we possibly can and tell the stories of the parks, tell the stories of the communities like Yerington. But Nancy and I heard, Greg told us this. He's the little birdie that told us that you have a Mission Possible story assignment for us. What are we covering?
The Pony Express Trail.
Okay,
cool.
So the pony, we're excited about that because it's men and chaps going in fast,
That's right.
long distances really fast. But it only lasted, it was a 12-day.
12 days.
12-day. I was looking up some more of the history, and it started in April 1860, and they went from Missouri to California in 10 days. Yeah, and it only lasted for 19 months because here we had the telegraph come in. But what's exciting about the Pony Express is that there's over 150 stops. So thanks.
It's
going to take a while.
I'll have that glass of wine ready.
Yeah, exactly. It's 150 stops. So it's not just like where they drop the mail. So like Buckland Station is where they actually did stop and maybe change, horses and stuff. But they dropped the mail at Fort Churchill. So there's like different stops for different reasons. So we'll find out as we go. Do you see people come into the hotel that are traveling the trail?
I haven't. I haven't
Oh.
that, but I think this is such an incredible and unique idea. I love this.
I think because I know a lot of people travel that trail, and it's important that they know. And the California National Historic Trail is right on your street.
Yeah.
And that's new to me as well.
I think it's a cool thing. People do routes like, old Route 66 and things like that. So it's important. What are you seeing? I know I want to touch on with you on Greg, because I know you go back and forth from Washington State, and what are some of the things you have seen that differ for you? Being up in the Pacific Northwest to getting to Yerington. What are some of the sites and experiences that have been different for you?
Well, the Pacific Northwest being known for its greenery and, gray skies, you get this image in your head that Nevada is the desert and it's going to be, rather drab. But I would say by far northern Nevada, and getting to Yerington is one of the most scenic drives. I love getting off the airport in Reno and heading on the road. You drive past, you'll see some great lookout points, and there's just so much open, beautiful road. So the Golden Hills and the desert, certainly that's, what I thought would have been not as pretty is actually more beautiful to me. When I get into Yerington, it's quaint. I love that, it is a small town, and we've gone out to the Walker River State Recreation Area and done some great hiking. You can get up really high and take incredible photos. The scenic drives are just outstanding. And the landscape and the environment are just so much more rich than I would have ever imagined. I'm in love with the area personally.
That's awesome to hear.
Right.
Hey, Melinda, what are some of the highlights that for your visitors in the area?
Well, just, kind of going off of what Greg was saying, that Walker River Park, actually, I took my niece last weekend and I did some some gold panning, and that was super fun.
Oh, fun.
A little bit of color. I was really excited about that. So I love to do gold panning, and there's so much natural resources around here as far as mineralization. Obviously, we have, now we have a total of 4 mines going in. So it's really interesting. We just had a meeting with a group out of Canada, and so they're doing exploration and getting permits, and so that is bringing a lot more people into the area. So it literally is kind of a mining town again, and they went through a dry spell, but there's just been this great resurgence. So that's been really amazing. And again, I would say our guests love to do, we've got a bunch of people that come, groups that come to do, biking, motorcycling, ATV. There's just vast expanses, and they love to go to, Bodie and other, towns that are now just up in the hills. So really cool.
I think it's interesting because there's gold in them hills.
That's right.
Yeah, there is.
I know. Well, Nancy, I think for us, one of the things we really enjoyed, number one, you have an old drive-in. It's not active, but it's just funny just to remind yourself that those once existed. But Nancy, it was the Mason River, the wildlife management area.
Yes.
Mason Valley,
That's beautiful there.
Yeah.
That is really special. We saw pelicans. It was weird. It's like pelicans in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just saw a pelican driving from Reno right before you get to, the Reno Tahoe Industrial Park, which I'm not sure if you guys remember us talking about last time, which is it's really, Google is now building alongside that road, and it's this expansive building coming up, and it's quite amazing to see.
Wow. So everything seems to be growing.
Yes.
But you get pelicans, and you get gold, and you got, gold panning, you've got hiking, but the bird watching.
Birding's incredible.
Yes. It is absolutely amazing. I remember seeing yellow-headed blackbirds and cormorants, and I think we saw terns as well, Nancy, remember?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
there's a lot of coastal birds that we didn't expect to see.
That's interesting. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Like seagulls. What are seagulls? We've seen seagulls out right now. Today we're in Colorado, and we've seen seagulls. Like what? What are they?
They follow French fries.
Like, why?
Whenever there's French fries, there's seagulls.
French fries.
I know. That's
The
what
rats of the sky, they're spraying.
exactly. Exactly. My gosh. But so there's a lot for people to do in regards to nature, and then history too, I think is also something, I know people, just if you're into photography, to go out to Fort Churchill is a big deal.
Huge.
Mhm.
And that's part of what we did last weekend. My niece is she's working on photography and went through a class. So it was super exciting.
Oh,
She
good.
got amazing shots at the river. So
Mm.
it was really fun.
It's fun.
So you've got Coffee Slingers, you've got the inn. So how many rooms are in the inn? How many?
It's 79 rooms.
Okay, that's good. That's quite a few. And you're really the main lodging source when people come to town. There's casinos, there's that kind of entertainment. But Greg, what's it like in regards to food and wine time? We have to keep up with wine time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
important.
that is a really good question. As far as food goes, when you're staying at the hotel, you can walk. The casinos all have, great restaurants and bars to choose from. There's, Chinese food up and down the street. There's a handful of Mexican restaurants and cafes, and a brand new cafe and bakery that just opened right on Main Street as well. For your wine time, certainly depending on your crowd, Deanie's Lucky Club is the place to go. And in their tap room, it's just it's a nice, open, friendly environment. Sports on the TVs. The local crowd really likes to hang out there. Lots of energy and excitement. So that would be probably our go-to, place in town right now for a nice glass or 3 or 5 of wine.
And you can have more than 3 because there's a pedestrian crossing you can cross back to your room.
You just
That's
roll
correct,
across
and you
the
just walk right back across the street to the hotel, and you're fine.
That's right.
You were talking, Greg, about the downtown, and it's really got those charming, old historic buildings, and the architecture is interesting. One of my favorite buildings is that art center and the Yerington Theater for the Arts. Melinda, are they still doing productions? And
Yes, actually, it has become a meeting center. I just went to a meeting there, just went to a production of Lion King with
cool.
the elementary. Well, it was a mixed group. They did such an amazing job. And they did, I think, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 shows. It was really, they did a great. It was so fun to watch them. And anyway, yeah. It was
awesome.
Nice.
Are they still doing the Taste of the Valley? Is it the Taste of the Valley there?
Yeah.
In September?
Yes, they are. And I wasn't able to participate last time and go do any tasting, but I look forward to doing it this year for sure.
Because really, that's one thing to talk about Yerington as an agricultural district, and check out your onions because a lot of times
I beg your pardon.
When you pick up an onion and it's clearly marked Perry and Sons, you know where it's coming from.
Yerington, yeah. Because when we came back to Tucson, the second trip we went out, and I swear there it is. I looked at my bag of onions and I'm like, Yerington, hi.
Yeah.
So it's neat to see. And you guys, we were talking about birds. I was just thinking back to going around all the agricultural fields and seeing all the magpies. And I just want to say that, for birders, a lot of us love magpies. And I can't say I'm a birder because I don't know as much as, not anywhere near as much as birders do. But I just like to look at magpies. So that's like one of my top reasons to go to Yerington is magpies.
A lot of people come out for geocaching, which is one of the area's most popular recreational activities. And certainly, if you're a birder and a geocacher, you will have plenty to do up in those hills for hours and hours.
Mm. Yeah, I also, when we came out last time, it was, I was going to say mid-October or so. And we drove from Central California, from Pinnacles National Park out to Yerington. And we went through the Toyabe National Forest. And we actually did try our best to do as much of the Pony Express Trail. And so it's on the other side of Tahoe. And you went through a place like Strawberry. And it's so beautiful.
Right.
In the fall, and I just want to bring this up for people, the fall colors. Driving into Yerington, all the trees were all golden, and I didn't even expect that. We're just like, oh my gosh, look at this! It's incredible. And so, everybody expect more fall color photos coming out of us, because that was the scenic drives. You guys have them. You could do loops and loops.
Yeah.
Sunsets.
Yeah.
The other thing was sunsets.
Mm.
Incredible. And then nighttime sky, stars. My niece and I were just having this discussion. It's incredible. The expanse of sky without light is amazing.
June and July are the months for meteor showers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
yesterday or the day before was National Meteor Watching Day, and it starts the season of meteor showers. So it's a good time to be out there, warming up, and nice little cool breeze, little toddy, and some stars.
Right?
Here we go again.
Yeah, there you go.
It's party time in Yerington. Go outside and, have a good time. And I remember also that there were antique shops downtown. Is that still the same way?
Yes. Yeah, it's Red Rooster.
Yeah, I remember that. Was it? Yeah, Red Rooster.
Red Rooster, she's got great stuff, and she's a buyer. Basically, does appraisals, but she came from California, had a really, I think, couple of different antique stores there. She has a great eye, and it's just a really fun shop to go into, and it takes a long time to go through it. It has an old vault inside of it.
Oh, cool.
To be the bank, yeah. So it's a really cool place to go.
That's awesome. I also remember there's a nonprofit that was teaching kids dance out there as well. That
Okay.
yeah. So there's all kinds of, and I remember it had something to do with, they had like I can't remember 100%, but they had like I wanted to say that there was a place called Bank or something that had to do with the old history of the mining. And but yeah, they put on musical performances. It's all youth based, so it's very community minded, which is really, really nice. I do want to touch on Coffee Slingers, because I'm getting prepared because of the coffee. We're talking about coffee, but like, what kind? What are we getting served?
So we use Blind Dog Coffee. It's a roaster out of Gardnerville, Nevada, just about an hour away from Yerington. And it's organic Arabica coffee. We use their espresso and their drip roast, and then we have a custom drip roast to them as well that you won't find anywhere else. It's the man who started the company was blind from childhood, and so he used his sense of taste and smell only to determine the roast of the beans. And so it's a unique, robust but very smooth espresso. And then we make sure we use only high quality ingredients and syrups. So everything is a handcrafted recipe. We don't take any shortcuts. So we like to pride ourselves in a truly crafted pulled shot and perfectly steamed milk and the best recipes you'll find.
Awesome. Is there any munchies to go with it?
Lots of munchies, and we keep expanding. We have breakfast burritos that we make every day fresh, with all the good stuff in it. We have our bagel breakfast sandwiches, sausage and bacon, which are really popular. A huge assortment of muffins, scones, danishes, bear claws.
Nice.
And we have some more items in the works. So yeah, still expanding.
Right on. So Facebook's the best place, right, for people to connect?
You betcha. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/Coffee Slingers Yerington. We post all of our specials, our new monthly ones. We've got a root beer float. We call it the Rudy Cremosa that we're featuring this month. It's our number one summer seller. So we keep people up to date with whatever's changing. We have our menus posted on our Facebook and website as well.
And that's also the Inn is also on Facebook, Yerington-Inn?
Yes. And our website, I feel like, is really helpful when you come to town. We really have detailed what activities are available in town. We have restaurant recommendations, and we talk about birding and where to hike, those things.
So everyone, that's Yerington-Inn.com. You can go there. And then also, again, go to nationalparktraveling.com to see what we have covered on Yerington, and follow our new Pony Express series as we travel back to Nevada and other regions. We're going to put up a map so everyone can see all the different stops that we go to, so you can see the photo and description of each of the Pony Express stops that we go to. So thank you for sending us on 150 places.
It's our pleasure.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I think we should just photograph a cowboy from every
That's
one.
what I was going to say.
Yeah. Let's play
Well,
cowboy.
You know, Priscilla, our little sock monkey, she's our travel mascot. She actually has, she's a pink sock monkey. And, she's jeweled up. She's very diva. She's very, very diva. You should see her. And she has a pair of chaps.
She does.
That were made for her. Especially made
funny.
for her in the sequoias. And one day we will put the video on it's Sailor's Saddlery that did it in Three Rivers, California, gateway to sequoias, of how he fit them on her. But you might need to be over 18 to watch it.
It's really X-rated. It's really bad.
I'm just saying. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to play a song to close us out. This is from Everin Ozan, Native American Music Award winner. For the NAMMYs, also Grammys, been nominated for Grammys. Incredible flute player and composer. It's from his album Alluvia, and we're going to play Alpenglow because, our very first time when we were in Yerington and we went out to the Mason Valley Wildlife Refuge area, you've got this beautiful water and trees and everything was green, and then that's where we saw the pelicans. You looked up and there were just snow-covered mountains, and it was just like, you know what, this is absolutely stunning. We had no idea. So very glad we found you guys and we get to experience it again, and we're going to play Alpenglow. So everyone check it out at ozanmusic.com. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa.
Bye.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy, Lisa.